Hi, this is J. David Davis with the Emmanuel Exploration Society, welcoming you to another video. We have been looking at the last videos, several videos I've made, and if you watched them in chronology, I've tried to keep an idea of the UFOs, putting them in a new context. I have identified what is commonly referred to as the 4 species of alien beings, and maybe they're not alien, maybe we are, but that's what they refer to as alien beings, and their descriptions. I looked at the theological aspect, people that are in denial about this or don't want to deal with it, say that the reason that the institutions, be it government or private, the reason they have not revealed what they know is that it will challenge people's theology and it will cause them to lose faith. The second aspect is that they are afraid psychologically that people can't handle it. There'll be mass suicide, there might be people running in the streets and mayhem everywhere. But I think that we are more mature than that. There might be some isolated incidents, but I think that we as a species ourselves have matured to the point that we are able to embrace these ideas. Now, a little thought about the sociological implications. Now remember, we talk theological, psychological, and this is sociological. How does this reflect in society? Now, humanity, the human species, is not any smarter than we've ever been. In the past, people have built pyramids that we don't even know how they built them. They created things and have done things that with all of our science and technology, we can't even duplicate today. So there have always been some smart people around, really smart people. But what makes 2026, the era that we're living in, what makes it different than any other era in the history of humanity? This single thing. Worldwide, we have more educated people, meaning we have more people that have the ability to read, write, and have a greater capacity of learning than in the past. In the past societies, there were the rich, the affluent society, and then you had the poor people. There was no middle class. The rich and the ruling class, they controlled the flow of information. They controlled who could learn and what they could learn. The people in the bottom, they were not stupid. They were just uneducated in the higher trainings. These people had to know how to plant crops, harvest crops. They had to know when to plant, when to harvest, and how to build, how to cut rock, how to make mud, and the list could go, it's endless. So the major discovery of life beyond Earth could create excitement. It could also create confusion and disagreements. Some institutions might adapt quickly. Others, sociologically, will struggle. Throughout history, big discoveries have always shaken society at first. The printing press changed society. Before the printing press, very few people had ever seen a book. And if they saw them, they were behind usually cages. They were locked in vaults because they were just not available for the masses. Electricity changed society. People now have lights in their home. We have lights in our cars. That's another big one, transportation. Airplanes changed society. We went from the horse and buggies in less than 100 years, actually less than 50 years. We went from the horse and buggy to flying across the country. So the internet changed society. No longer are we bound by a geographical location where we live, but we can look beyond that. We can go around the world in seconds. So wars changed the way we kill. So society has changed little. I'll pick up on this idea on the next video. Thanks for stopping by.